Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Threading and Dreading. And why are you shaking your head at me?
That was like the...
It was really, really corny.
Yes, exactly.
Welcome, ladies. What?
Like you were like...
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Let's get ready to rumble! That's what you started
How does a ring announcer sound like a pedophile?
Boys and girls. And you look like a pedo.
Oh, gee, thanks.
And then you're like, boys and girls, want some cotton candy?
You're ready to get into that A minor.
And they're like, Mommy, that clown wants to touch me.
You notice I said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
All right, so you're creepy too. What?
Oh, all right.
He likes them all.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not only a pedophile.
He doesn't judge. He'll take you of all sorts of sizes.
If a bear's hungry, he'll eat.
I like the meme that says, I don't always kill things, but when I do, it's because they were things, and I'm a bear.
So let's go around the room and introduce everyone real quick. To my right, we have
The superhuman aficionado.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right.
I didn't know if you were going to come tonight or not.
Yeah, I wasn't going to because I thought that I was going to work, but they never did send me a schedule.
So fuck them.
Basically, they texted me Monday and they were like, "Oh, so can you come in tonight?" And I was like, "No." And they were like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because it's 3 hours before the shift and I don't have my uniform." And they're like, "Oh, so that's kind of inconvenient." And I'm like, "I'm so sorry, I'm inconveniencing you." So then I just didn't even text them today, and then I was driving home and I was like, "Oh wait, it's Hump Day. I think we're recording today."
Yes, we did.
So I texted you and then I came here.
So
there was some shit I did in between.
Okay. Some shit. So across from Paul we have
3 stars, Sapphire.
How you doing, ma'am?
Very tired.
Pretty
It's been a long
tired?
day.
Been a long day?
Yeah. Yeah, lots of work driving.
Work driving.
Yeah.
Can you consider driving work?
Yeah.
I drove to Dover for an hour, and then I drove to Seaford, which takes an hour. Then I drove from Seaford to Millsboro, which takes about half hour. Then I drove from Millsboro to Dover. Got back to Dover around 3:15. Mind you, I left around 8 in the morning. And then I drove home at 3:45.
Now, remember that she's driving in Delaware, so everything only takes about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But
Alison's a really slow driver. You can grab a map of our state and she just named every city in our state except for Wilmington. That's all
which
we got.
you don't want to drive in. But
Nobody wants to be in Wilmington, right? But we just need to nuke it.
Yeah. So next to her we have
Simpsons did it.
Me.
Yes, you. Kim. How you doing, ma'am?
Ma'am?
Ma'am.
What am I?
Wow.
Old?
He called
Ma'am,
you a
madam,
ma'am.
miss.
Madam wasn't better.
No.
How about
not.
sweetie, lovely, honey?
Sexy.
No.
Sexy's
not
good.
Creepy. For Kim, not for God damn it. Not for Kim, for Mike. Sexy? No, I know it's your girlfriend, but weird.
And you may hear one more voice in the background. Ladies and gentlemen, from Not Worth a Kick in the Ass, as well as the Darkness Podcast, please welcome a very good friend of mine, Mr. ChicagoJon.
Hey.
Yay.
How you doing, sir?
I'm fine. It's about damn time on your show.
Yeah.
Enjoying it, having fun, listening to all the fun you guys have.
Yeah.
Have we ever been on his show?
I've been on his show a couple times.
Shut up.
What, do you still do the bear?
No, that died.
Oh,
Aw.
I still do bears.
Well, yeah, Paul still does bears, but you know.
I do.
You can continue that show. The unrated version.
The X-rated version. It's gonna start loading into Xtube. Paul does bears.
They call it Doing the Bear.
I wonder if there's I have to Google that one when I get home.
Oh no.
It's probably out there, but I haven't seen it yet.
Plug this in your ear and get a load of.
Oh God. How's everyone doing today?
All right.
Good.
I got my drink.
White Russian?
Yeah.
That you made a quintuple size for some reason.
I told you. All you had was a fishbowl.
No, I had smaller glasses inside the dishwasher. You just obviously didn't look.
No, dude. There were 4 glasses that looked like that one.
Oh, but you grabbed the biggest one.
There were 4 glasses that looked like that one. There were no other sizes.
The next time he's going to come in, there's going to be like a pitcher that he has for his White Russian. It was the only glass. Like the pitcher? Yes, it was the only glass.
I don't understand why when I get here the tub just isn't White Russian. I'll just have a really long straw.
Excuse when he's driving home. It was only one glass, officer.
How much have you had to drink? I only had one.
Just one. Well, how big was the one? Well, like 42 ounces.
Yeah.
Not a tub full.
It was a
That's
tub.
like that. What is it? That
Wine-
wine bottle in a glass.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yes, I
That is so
have.
ridiculous.
No, what the fuck is that?
You haven't heard of this? It was advertised on World's Dumbest. It was like a big joke, but they actually sell the thing. It's a wine glass that you can fit an entire wine bottle into one glass.
Like a 750.
Like empty.
Yeah,
Like it's a 750 milliliter glass.
right. So you could say to someone, "Oh, I'm only having one glass," but it's a huge fucking glass.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because you need
a problem in that at all.
because you need that much wine. You know?
Dude, I can drink that much in an evening.
I can't have
to.
one glass of wine no matter how big the glass is because wine is yuck.
I agree.
Oh,
but see, what you
are
need to
drinking
do,
the wrong wine.
you need to go with wine in a can because you can move, you can gesture, you can talk.
I like plum wine.
I have a wine glass like with this where it has a straw and a cap and it's like a freezy thing. It's
gotcha.
wonderful. No
Don't bring a
spills.
box wine to any party. Just
Box
go in
wine.
there. You
Oh,
know,
Allison's
you
over
get
here
the box
drinking wine out
from
of a sippy
Walmart,
cup.
The fruit punch one. Delicious.
The first one I ever had was box wine. I'll admit that. Wasn't the best wine on the planet, but oh well.
Do you need the Moscatos?
32-year-old woman just drinking at the box wine. It was so good.
I did have a red wine once that I really liked. But other than that, the only wine that I can drink is plum wine.
Really?
Is it
I like
sweet?
plum wine.
It's
Try
really,
Mos-
really sweet.
Yeah.
Moscatos are sweet. Rieslings are sweet. And then, those are the two sweetest ones.
Sometimes for New Year's, Robin will bring over a bottle of plum wine instead of champagne.
Well,
But-
Kemper had brought over, I think Will had brought him a bottle of plum wine before he moved back on one of his visits. And Kemper happened to come right to my place and put it in the fridge. And
Did it
was
shatter?
gone.
no, we're not in the freezer, in the fridge.
Oh, in the fridge. Okay.
Yeah,
he
he's
didn't
not
pull a
Steve.
Steve. Yeah.
No. Oh, did I never tell you my story?
No, go ahead.
When-
He pulled a Steve.
When I
Uh-oh.
when I first moved out on my own, my uncle bought me a bottle of champagne. I don't drink champagne, and I didn't consider it, and I put it in the freezer.
Way to go.
And then the next day, I'm watching a movie, and I just hear this big explosion, and I'm like, "What the fuck was that?" And there was like a champagne smoothie leaking out of my freezer, and I was like, "I wonder if it's good." Oh, that's horrible! What is this?
Champagne smoothie.
Champagne is yuck too.
But I don't think we've ever told that story on the podcast before. But a few years ago on our beach trip, our buddy Steve, who you may know as Super Sexy Steve, had put a bottle of Arbor Mist into the freezer because he just wanted to get it chilled real quick. Had forgotten about it. In the middle of the night, it's like,
Well, more or less, we drank other things while it was chilling.
oh yeah, we were drinking other things,
and
not
we
just
were
Arbor Mist. Yeah.
inebriated
I don't think I was there for
to
that
the
one.
point we forgot about the Arbor Mist.
Right. So it's like 2, 3 a.m. We're just sitting around chatting, and we hear this big pop from the kitchen. I'm like, what the hell was that? Whatever. Worry about it in the morning. I get up, we're having breakfast, open up the freezer, and there's just
To go
frozen
start
Arbor
drinking.
Mist everywhere.
We're like,
Lovely.
That's what popped.
So now
It's
every year on the
resolved.
every year on the beach trip, the first thing we put on the table when we're writing on it, Steve, don't put Arbor Mist in the freezer. Brilliant.
That would happen if you get a hand job from the frozen chick. It would look just like that freezer.
Oh my god! Let it go! Let it go!
I like
Worst
that
hand
song.
job ever.
Oh god! Did you see that movie is now in the top 10 films of all time for domestic?
All time.
Of all time.
It was #1 for the best animated ever.
Yeah, it's now #1 animated film of all time. But as
And
far
Dina
as
Menzel was like, we had no idea.
yeah, and now as far
awesome.
as
Still
all
haven't seen
films, and it's still making money. It's ridiculous. I mean, it was just released on Blu-ray and DVD. It's still making money. It's probably gonna end up being like number 6 or 7 all time.
It's fucking great.
It's ridiculous.
The whole movie's about lesbian propaganda.
Oh, stop! Don't start, John.
It wasn't about lesbians. There was one bear couple. They owned a sauna, and they were cooking children. Hello, family.
That's right. It's not about gays and lesbians. It's about cannibalism. That's what
Right.
the movie's about.
Obviously.
Yeah.
That movie was a phenomenon. I don't know how it became like such a hit. I mean, I know the one song, Let It Go, it was catchy and everything, but that just to know it made that much money.
I know it's, and I know we've discussed this before, we are in the midst of another Disney Renaissance. And the films that Disney's putting out right now, they are just doing gangbusters. It's Wreck-It Ralph was a big hit. Tangled was a big hit. This just is an explosion. They've already greenlit the sequel, which I don't know what they're going to make the sequel about, but it's made $1 billion. They're going to make a sequel. They could make no money on the sequel, and they'll still be, $600 million in the profit margin. So they do not care.
Disney's like, we made a lot of money on this. What do we want to buy?
Yeah.
Let's buy another property.
Yeah.
Buy another entire franchise.
They make number 2. They should call it Blow, where they find a girl who just blows everybody or whatever. She had like blowing magical powers.
What?
That's the porn parody you're thinking of.
Okay. Never mind then. God.
You can undo it. You can make them all uncome. I don't know how.
God.
I was thinking about with wind powers, but now you guys got dirty.
Sorry, you're on the wrong podcast.
And we digress.
And we digress.
Speaking of wind powers, I've been playing Second Son. Yo, that game is boss-tastic.
Never played
The Infamous games?
Infamous, no.
Fucking great. The other day, I was playing, and I ran out of energy, so I had no powers. Well, no offensive powers, but I still had my little teleporting move. It looked like the opening sequence in X-Men 2. I was
Really?
just popping in and out, punching people in the face or running away. Steve was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm trying not to die." He's like, "Why do you keep hiding in that parking structure? Don't you judge me."
I was making fun of my my old friend. She's like a Native American, and I said, you gotta get your first game with a Native American character, and what the first power he has? Smoke signal powers. There you go.
But it annoys me because his power isn't the smoke powers. He's rogue.
Okay.
And he comes into contact with some smoke guy. And I'm like, damn it, why couldn't he have just there didn't need to be an origin for that.
Right.
You did the origin with the first 2 games. Just be like, oh yeah, this one has smoke powers. Okay.
Right.
Done.
I mean, the game is a good game. The only thing I don't really like in the beginning of the game, you meet this crazy woman.
Wait.
Huh?
I haven't gotten that far.
You in the beginning of the game?
I'm still in the beginning. I only got it a couple days ago. I've had other things to do.
Remember, he's been hiding in the parking structure.
Right,
Yeah.
I was hiding in the parking structure.
All right.
All right, no spoilers.
I've been playing Pokemon and masturbating and trying to catch up on Star Wars Clone Wars on Netflix.
I got to do both, brother. Okay.
I do 3 of these things at a time. I pause between battles with dragons to masturbate while I'm watching Star Wars.
Speaking of...
This is not an appropriate podcast.
No. When has this ever been an appropriate podcast?
There needs to be an age limit. We need to be one of the podcasts that you need to prove your age by logging in.
Because you can't make up fake names.
Some really conservative person just listen to the podcast and take you to court about everything we say.
Frozen hand jobs. What is this?
Oh, I know at least one conservative person who's listened to our podcast and hates me.
Who's that?
No.
Oh.
I don't want to start
all right,
fights.
we're not going to get into that.
Who'd you tell?
No, we're not going to get into that, John. Change the topic.
I'm already going to get an angry text message or something at some point later in the night.
It's not my fault he hate gays and blacks, so that's his problem.
I'm not sure if it's blacks, but it's definitely gays.
Anyway.
Gay's the new black.
What if I was gay and black? What if I did gay blackface?
What?
I don't know. I'm going to do it, though. I'm going to do dragon blackface.
There we go.
They're going to be Paul, we're not sure how offensive you're being right now. We're really confused. It's reverse Padme Amidala going on.
While Nick Cannon does whiteface in the background.
Yeah.
He just did gay blackface. He took your idea already, Paul.
I love how everyone was in an uproar about him doing whiteface. And I was like, clearly you do not understand history. Go fuck yourself.
Dave Chappelle did whiteface.
Yeah, and he was funny as hell.
Yeah, he was.
And this isn't the first case of whiteface. Does no one remember, Coming to America or White Chicks or I don't know. There's tons of examples. Nick Cannon is not the first guy to do this.
I love Terry Crews.
Fuck that guy anyway. So.
Fuck Nick Cannon, but I'm just saying you have no reason to get angry with him except for the fact that he's a douchebag.
The only good thing Nick Cannon's ever done is Mariah Carey.
But bump.
Nice.
However, we could add Nick Cannon to Mariah Carey's list of mistakes she's made in her life.
Yes, this is true.
He has been in the insane asylum, so you know what?
Somehow I feel like Nick Cannon's worse. At least it wasn't Chris Brown.
True.
Although if it was Chris Brown, she'd have hit him back.
Yep.
She'd like, but who the fuck, bitch? I will. What?
So has anyone been watching any Watchathon?
Any what?
Any what is that?
Oh, you don't have Comcast, do you?
No.
I told you what I've been doing.
Yeah, I know what you've been doing.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess you don't have.
John, do you have
much time
Watchathon?
No, I'm really interested in what the ladies do. What do the females do?
Same thing as I do mostly.
Play with dragons.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Game of Thrones doesn't come on to next week. So
It's the day after my birthday.
Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to it.
You're aging again? Didn't you do that last year?
Yes, I did age last year. I'm becoming an old fart.
See,
Do
I
we have
just
to
stopped.
celebrate it again?
No, we don't have to celebrate.
It's kind of an accident. So it's not something that should be celebrated.
Is my life an accident?
At least the last year.
Hey, do you know what's kind of funny? Easter's on 420 this year.
What's that?
Yeah, I noticed
Easter's on
that the other
420.
day.
That's only
Oh.
relevant to stoners and or hipsters that want to be stoners but are too pussy to actually do it.
No, it's just really funny.
Like I saw that
What?
one of my burnout Facebook friends, they were like, "Oh, it's on 420. I'm gonna get fucked up and then I'm gonna hallucinate a rabbit." And I was like, I need to remove you from my life.
You have
Good
been
choice.
denied.
Yeah.
The terrible things that I say that I think are funny that aren't, like, that's just
But Kim and I have been getting into True Detective, which we haven't able to been watching because I don't have HBO here. But since there's Watchathon going on, we can watch True Detective. We've gotten up to episode 4, I think.
Yeah, we just finished.
Yeah, just finished episode 4, and holy shit, the climax to episode 4. It is so badass. And as a film geek, I'm watching this and I'm like, yes, fucking yes, it was so good.
it was a hell of a climax.
It
got on
was
my
a
face
hell of a fucking
and
climax.
everything. It was like it got everywhere.
Ah!
It was messy.
It was messy. I was like, everybody turn off your black lights. You're gonna be really upset.
Oh my god. I'm really liking this show. I'm really liking it. I'm so glad it's on Watchathon right now. But yes, as of this Sunday, we're going to be getting Game of Thrones, so I'm going to have to be dedicating a lot of my time to making sure that we watch the episodes on Sunday night,
Yeah.
so
Well-
we don't get spoilers this year.
My obsession is coming back April 19th. Orphan Black.
Oh yeah, I
I'm
saw the commercial
fucking
for that. Yeah.
Thrilled. So excited.
I watched the recent trailer for that for the next season. I'm intrigued by
Dude,
it.
Tatiana Maslany is amazing. She looked like horseshit at the fucking awards, but she's amazing. And I don't understand why. Like, Steve and I were making fun of it, but like, she plays 9 characters on that show.
Right.
Every character is more attractive than the last. Like, the design. And then she shows up at the fucking Grammys or the Oscars or whatever that awards that just happened was. And I'm like, you should have just picked one of your characters. Like, you could have been...
I know what you're talking about. I think it was the Golden Globes.
Maybe it was.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you could have picked your character on Parks and Rec where you show up with your hair pulled back and a ponytail in scrubs and look better than the way she did. I was so disappointed because she is stunning. Like, damn. Like, my mom is like, yo, when she plays that lesbian, I'm like, what's up, girl? And my stepdad's like, I really like the soccer mom. Which one do you like? I'm like, I actually do kind of have a thing for the angry Brit. But it's such an amazing show. I'm so looking forward to seeing what they do with season 2. But I've also started watching. I watched like the first 10 minutes of Breaking Bad the other day. Like the first 10 minutes total. And it wasn't that I didn't like it, but Steve got home and wanted to like watch it with me. So, you know, he missed 10 minutes.
I've seen the first 2 seasons of Breaking Bad. I have not been able to catch up on it.
What?
I know. Well, no, it's same thing with Walking Dead. I've gotten.
Oh my god, the season finale was this Sunday. Oh my god, I was like, what the hell is going on?
Don't, no spoilers. No spoilers.
Mike, what kind of podcast is this?
I'm sorry. I'm not caught up on Walking Dead.
Yeah,
Neither's Kim, so
I've
don't
watched
blame me.
So let's go make our own podcast so we can talk about this guy.
Oh
I've
my
watched
god,
the
I was
total
like, "Ah."
I've watched 3 episodes of that entire show, and the 3rd episode I got up and I walked out of the room. I
Why?
was like, I'm never watching this show ever again.
Why?
I was like, when this show is on, just tell me and I will be in another room.
Why?
That little girl scene really, really messed with me. Like, and for obvious reasons, but like I like my face turned white.
The crazy girl. Where
Somebody go get him some flowers. Have him look at some flowers.
Well, like Steve was like Steve like stopped the show and he was like, "Are you okay?" Like as soon as it happened, he like stopped the show and he's like, "Are you okay?" And I just like, I was just staring down at my game and he was like, "Do you need to go upstairs?" And I was like, "No, I'm okay, I'm okay." And he pressed play and I just got up and I walked out. He came and checked on me a little while later. I was like, "I'm just not gonna watch the show anymore." I didn't want to get into it to begin with because I don't like zombies, but I'm not watching the show. And he's like, "Well," he's like, "That's never happened before." I was like, "Well, it happened once. It could happen again." I'm not.
You
doing
know what?
that.
I thought they needed to have more to happen. You know, I was writing more stuff. I'm like, well, what happened was you should have had the sister come back and then do this and do that. Like, I got really dark. So.
Well, there's nothing else to geek out about or get upset about or try and spoil. But
I do. So I don't know any of their names, and I don't really care. But they have cast. Oh, I do know one of their names. Jada Pinkett Smith. They have cast for the upcoming Gotham show.
Okay.
Which is going to follow the early career of Jim.
Right.
They've cast young Bruce.
Yep.
Young Selina, Alfred, Penguin, who works for some mobster played by Jada Pinkett Smith, and then they recently cast. Well, they recently cast Alfred, but they cast the detective that trains Gordon.
Okay.
So I'm like super fucking thrilled about this show.
I've been seeing some of the production stills and seeing who's been casting.
I'm just like really.
I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued.
I'm really worried that they're gonna do something dumb though. Like this is one of those shows that could be really good. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to a guy at work. It's one of those shows that could go on, could span through Gordon's career.
Oh right.
Like they could go from season 4 to season 5, as an example, and the next season be like during his run, while Batman's active.
Right.
And do stuff like that. My fear is that they're going to do something fucking stupid. And that they're going to make Bruce like a recurring character, which he needs to not be.
I have a feeling they're going to do that.
And that they're going to make like fucking nods to him, like to his future. And they're going to be like, one day you're going to be a great man and you're going to be a hero and you're going to change this city.
Right.
And that he's going to be like, one day I want to fucking do all this shit. And Selena's like, you're an asshole and I hate you, but I'm going to fuck you when you're an adult. And I'm going to be like, I hate all this foreshadowing. It wasn't necessary. We've all read the books.
But they have to do that because
but
otherwise...
they don't have to do it.
No, they do. Because people are idiots and they're not going to be able to understand the show unless Bruce is always there.
See, and that's what's going to fucking annoy the shit out of me, is that the show isn't about him. Now, like, Easter eggs where, like, every now and again Bruce shows up, fine.
Right.
Where he is Bruce Wayne. So he is going to be like...
I am Batman.
Well, not yet.
Not
but,
yet.
I will be Batman.
One day. One day, I will be Christian Bale.
No, he goes in, I am in private school.
Yeah. But, like... I'm worried they're gonna do
Moping
shit like
around, shopping at Hot Topic.
Oh my god, how great would that be to see like emo Bruce when he's like going through like his adolescent years?
That'd be depressing.
Nobody understands me.
But I mean, there's stuff about it like that could be really cool. Like I had said like seeing Jim like take Barbara to gymnastics practice.
Right, that'd
like
be
gymnastics
cool.
classes. Because she studied gymnastics before she was ever a vigilante. So that'd be, like, really interesting. Or, depending on how old she is, actually. Just, like, the birth of Barbara.
Right.
Like, that'd be cool. Or, like, oh, man, you know who's coming to town next week is the Traveling Graysons. Would you want to see them? So, like, stuff like that. Just Easter eggs in the background.
Right.
But there's going to be this constant fucking shit about how Bruce is scared of bats. And how one day he's going to grow up and he's going to change the city.
Right.
And I don't want that.
And he's going to start a band, too, call it the Undead Parents or something.
The Undead Parents.
The Undead Parents.
Their lead song is going to be like, I decided to change the world, so I took 2 bullets to the parents.
The band's called Don't Leave the Theater.
But then other people, like, it'd be cool to see Mr. Freeze prior to the accident.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
There's so much they could do with this that I'm hoping that they do instead of trying to bank on Bruce Wayne. Like, yes,
Right.
it's a Batman show. Well, yes, it's a Gotham show.
Right.
But it's not a Batman show. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that they don't try to push it.
Right. Now, what they have to remember is, yes, Batman will exist in this city, but there are so many other vigilantes in Gotham that, for all intents and purposes now in DC, Batman is really just a small cog in this big Gotham clock.
He started everything. In
Oh,
Gotham,
he
didn't
started everything. Don't get me wrong, but there is so much else going on in Gotham now that you don't have to just deal with Batman anymore. I mean, think about all the other vigilantes that now just roam Gotham.
It's true.
So to say they're just focus on Bruce Wayne would be kind of a injustice to the rest of Gotham.
You know what else I thought would be kind of cool is if they do a season, even if it's just the last season, where it's parallel to Batman being active,
right?
Like doing a completely police point of view of the city and what's going on, and actually having police officers like, the fucking Bat's gonna show up and make us look like assholes. Like, why do we even show up?
Yeah. There's been episodes, well, not episodes, but there's been comics like that, where they've basically said, hey, he's putting us out of a job. What are we really doing? We're basically just doing cleanup,
We're all basically security
My
officers.
biggest fear is, this is supposed to be the show on the CW, right?
Yeah.
So you
Is
know
it
how
on CW or is it
CW
on
treat
Fox?
teenagers.
I'm sure it's going to be CW.
Okay.
Everything. Well, DC is CW.
Right, it is. Okay, sorry, continue, John.
I'm saying, you know how CW treat teenagers and adolescents, so I'm really gonna kind of skeptical of what they're gonna do with that whole teenagers and how they're gonna act and be portrayed. I watched Vampire Diaries. I saw it like once, and I'm like, good lord, what is this?
Yeah, I'm not gay enough to watch that show. But no, well, the kid they have playing Bruce looks like the monkey kid from Jumanji.
He does. He
Like,
really does.
Every time I see him,
Wait,
I'm like,
while he's a monkey?
Yeah,
yes.
while he's a
monkey.
like he looks like the little monkey kid, and I'm like, oh,
Paul, that is so fucking racist, dude. Come on.
I'm sorry, John.
Nobody was even thinking that.
No. It's Paul. Everything has a racist connotation to Paul.
I think you just projected. Don't put stuff on poor Paul. He's talking about a show.
Don't you defend him.
All of a sudden,
Today
you're
I was
over there
talking
saying,
about-
like, oh, that's racist, Paul. What about Batman beating black people? Like, that's at all, Mike.
He's the Dark Knight. You racist motherfucker.
Oh God.
Today I was talking about
Today
Ben. I
or
was making
once.
fun of his lisp, and my friend goes, "That's terrible making fun of that Chinese boy because of his lisp." No. His lisp isn't because he's Chinese. His lisp is because he's got a lisp. He just happens to be yellow. And they were like, "What?" Yeah, his brother's also Chinese, as opposed to being a completely different race and in the same family. And they were like, "What?" And I was like, "And he doesn't have a lisp." They were like, "Okay." I was like, "But he can't open his eyes."
Oh.
For the first year I knew Robin, I thought he was pissed at
ChicagoJon
me.
Ding Dong Foundation.
Oh, yes. This good old Stephen Colbert Ching Chong Ding Dong Foundation.
Ching, hing hong, ching chong, can't understand you. My power.
But getting into a little bit of movie news, the first thing I have here is that continuing with the casting of Fantastic Four, which we were discussing last time.
Mila Kunis is Doctor Doom. Yay!
Yay! No.
I'm just so
By the way,
excited.
that'd be fucking great, but no. That's
I wouldn't even care. She wouldn't even have to play a role. She could just sit there. I would watch her sit on a chair for an hour and a half.
Did you hear she's pregnant?
I'm so upset about that.
I know.
And with Kelso's baby.
I know.
Come on.
I know. It's a shame. But this gentleman by the name of Toby Cabell, I've never heard of him before, but apparently he's been in War Horse, Wrath of the Titans, and the upcoming Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Are you going to have a picture of him when you do this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He was named one of the top choices for the role, but
But he wasn't one of the top 4 guys?
no.
Because there was that creepy dude who looked like really European, and then there was the guy from Les Mis, and then there was some Colombian-looking dude, which kind of confused me, and a guy who was like super ginger. Like he made Danny look like
this
he
may
had
have
color.
been the Colombian dude. Okay.
Okay.
So I think that's who you're thinking of. But
He's
anyway,
not the dude I wanted.
so,
I wanted the European-looking guy.
he's taken the role, and of course he's going up against Jamie Bell, Michael B. Jordan, Kate Mara, and Miles Teller. And production is expected to begin this month for a release date of June 19th, 2015. Now, the real reason I bring this up is that the Fantastic Four, I don't know if you know about this, is in chaos right now. This production, they're probably going to delay it soon because, again, because they want to get rid of the director, they want to get rid of the screenwriters, and the cast have
walked off.
yeah, and now the cast is saying that if the writers leave, they're walking out as well. So now you're going to lose your director, your writer, and your cast.
So is this a reboot?
Yes, it is a reboot. Yeah, and if everyone leaves, like, what are you going to do? You're just going to have to restart everything again. My God.
If people leave, then they should just, like, pack up, sell the rights to Disney, and cash out on that.
Yes, they should. Which,
Well,
by the
see,
way,
but
that was a
they-
good April Fool's prank yesterday. They said that
I was
Disney...
not happy about that. And I knew it was.
Yeah, they said it bought it out for $1.8 billion or something like that.
April Fools.
April Fools.
A friend of mine posted that. I was like, that's not even right that you posted that.
You have to remember, on April 1st of every year, you cannot believe anything in the news. Anything.
Last year, it was that Donatello was going to be a girl and that Shredder was going to have fart jokes.
Right.
I'd have killed Michael Bay.
Well, we're going to get into that in a little bit. Yeah, this production
Turtles
is...
and a half show.
It's looking like it's in trouble right now. I mean, they could turn it around. They could get a really good director and the screenwriter stays, but it's looking like it's in trouble. If this screenwriter leaves, I forget the screenwriter's name, but if he leaves and the cast walks out with him, this production's pretty much doomed right now. So, or they're just going to delay it another year or something. So, we'll see what happens. But moving on from that, a bit of news that I am not excited about, but I wish I could hear Tony on the other end of this just screaming his head off.
Twilight's making another movie.
No. Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 has been greenlit.
Really? Really? Because the
Really.
first one was so great.
And it has
Or
a
not.
release date set for April 17th, 2015. Columbia Pictures has officially set and greenlit Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 to theaters next April, and is a sequel to the 2009 surprise box office hit, which had only had a budget of $26 million, but somehow grossed almost $200 million. How that thing almost grossed $200 million, I will never know. But the new one will
All the
follow...
police force went and saw it, obviously.
Well, yeah.
All the mall cops.
Oh, all the mall cops in America. But, yeah, go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, it is
Wow,
the
you raised your
Colombian-looking
hand.
guy.
Paul
But-
raised his hand to speak.
But
got
this
a
one's
bathroom
going to
break.
follow Blart as he goes to and I'm not shitting you on this, a security guard expo in Las Vegas with his daughter. Despite being tased in a security and other attendees, Blart takes on a group of dangerous art thieves.
This is making my brain hurt.
It's making my brain hurt too.
Can
So-
I just watch this on mute and hope that there's a shirtless scene?
Wait, you want to see him shirtless?
Hell yeah, I want to see it. I want to see him naked
He's
in
a
my
bear.
room. Kevin James is hot.
I remember when this movie came out. There was like that other mall cop movie that came out like the same week. Or the
Observe
same
and
month.
report.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that took a lot of flag because they had that questionable rape scene in there.
Oh my God! No, it wasn't questionable. It was a rape scene. They labeled it as comedy. Did any of you see Observe and Report?
No.
No.
Okay,
What was that about?
It was Seth
A mall
Rogen
cop.
and Anna Faris. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's about this mall cop who's really, like kind of the opposite of Paul Blart. He's like almost a corrupt cop. He has the hots for this one chick. Takes her out to dinner, gets her drugged, not just drunk, drugged. Then takes her home, and she's throwing up on the way inside. Then takes her inside and has sex with her. And it's played up for laughs. Because in the middle, he stops and he says, wait, I don't know if I can do this. And she says, why'd you stop, motherfucker? And then he just keeps going. And this whole time, you have to say to yourself, this girl is drugged. He drugged her. And they're playing up rape for a laugh.
But Mike, remember that time I drugged you and I had sex with you?
What?
What?
In the butt.
Keep going, motherfucker, and he kept going. So
Right. I stopped. I was like, Mike, are you okay? And you were like, do it harder, bitch.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, whatever.
Does that mean it's not rape?
I think so.
Wait, what did we say the other time? If you say thank you at the
Yeah, it's
end,
not
Oh,
rape if you say
not
thank
rape.
you.
Oh my God.
It's not rape if you stop in the middle and they insist you continue.
Oh my God. But yeah, there was some contention about this movie when it came out because there's two sides of the fence. Some people were saying, "Oh, it's a dark comedy. You got to expect stuff like this."
No,
And,
Death at a Funeral is a dark comedy.
right. And then other people were saying, "No, this girl's drugged. She's throwing up into the way in the house, and he takes her into the bedroom and has sex with her. And just because she's drugged up and says, 'Why'd you stop?' doesn't excuse what he's doing."
In the defense of this movie, I mean, how often do you think that Anna Faris has sex like that anyway?
You mean how often does she get drugged up and dragged into her bedroom and have sex?
Yeah.
Probably not that often.
I disagree.
No, look, yeah, the character is no. The character is a whore, yes, but she's not.
I'm not talking about the character. I'm talking about Anna Faris.
Let's talk about the person.
Yeah.
Fair enough, but that's beside the point. But no, anyway, we digress.
I mean, I've never been drugged up, but I've had a couple drinks and been led to my own bedroom by my belt buckle.
We digress. So anyway, Paul Blart, number 2. To quote someone we know, Kevin James, your soul is required in hell. Just go away. I'm so sick of this. And yes, to confirm, it is being produced by Todd Gardner and Adam Sandler. So it is a Happy Madison production, just like all the others. It's going to be bullshit. It's going to be complete bullshit, but somehow it's going to rake in another $200 million. How these things are so popular defies belief.
It's the sex appeal.
It's the sex appeal?
It's the sex appeal.
Which, by the way, am I the only one getting sick of the trope of the extremely large fat guy getting the young, naive, strangely hot girl on the side, which happened in both Zookeeper and Paul Blart?
I didn't see either.
That's my dream. Shut up.
And I mean, I'm only upset because I'm not the young, naive girl. Because in reality, it's like, yo, Bear, what's up? I brought you a drink. Oh, okay. Yeah, have sex with them.
John just said roar to you.
What's up, John? You like whiskey?
Oh, my God.
Let's have us a night.
No, can get your whiskey dick. No.
I never did have chocolate before. I'm willing to try.
Moving on.
I heard that once you go black, you can't go back. I'm willing to challenge that.
So, moving on to our trailers. The first one we have up, which has Paul geeking out, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
People want justice restored to this world. People want heroes, Miss O'Neill. But heroes are not born. They're created. That's what your father and I were trying to do. Create heroes.
Yay! In comparison to all of the terrible things I expected to see, I was really excited by what I did see.
This is a very, very polarizing trailer. The reactions have either been one of Kim and I's, or the other reaction has been Paul's, which is, oh my God, this looks fucking great, to mine, which is, I don't trust Michael Bay anymore.
Oh, no, I don't trust Michael Bay as far as I go. But the trailer looked good. We thankfully got away from the alien idea, which I was glad.
No, it's still in there.
Is it?
It is. They're mutated because the ooze is from aliens.
Oh, I don't give a shit about that. That's fine. The Mikey scene at the end of the trailer was astounding. I was very amused by that because I'm glad that they're gonna. It looks like it'll have that dark aspect of it from the first movie, but it's gonna have the comedy, which I'm gonna like. And it also looked like it had an homage to the '90s cartoon, where they're sliding down the hill on their shells and he hits the fucking tank or the Jeep or whatever that was. I was like, I could see that from the '90s cartoon.
I think it was a Humvee.
I don't give a shit. He wrecked that car. Is what happened.
Now, here is what I have to say about this.
This is going to be Mike bitching about what's her face playing April O'Neil.
No. I mean, I don't like her, but I couldn't care less about that really.
Yeah,
at this
I don't give
point.
a shit about her.
And everyone's like, oh, she's not a redhead and she's not wearing her yellow jumpsuit or trench coat or whatever.
She's wearing a yellow jumpsuit,
yellow jacket,
which is fine. Nobody wears jumpsuits anymore.
No,
I don't give a shit what people say.
Wear jumpsuits.
No.
No, they
fuck
do.
That
I've
bullshit.
seen it.
Fuck that bullshit.
I don't condone
I
it,
got
but they
so
do.
mad that
knows
bitch
what
on
people
Project
wear.
Runway was making jumpsuits and winning shit. That shit was ugly as sin.
I know. I'm saying I don't think
You don't
people
condone
should wear them, but they do.
Atrocious.
I don't get with all the Ninja Turtle purists out there. Like, I talked to my friend today, and he was like, "Oh, they would have make them aliens instead of turtles, or they were mutated by alien stuff." I'm like, they're fucking talking turtles anyway.
That is very true.
What looks suspicious to me is that the dude from Equilibrium is like created Shredder, and then somebody told me he was gonna
the dude from Equilibrium.
Yeah, he's in Equilibrium.
He's been in more than just Equilibrium.
Whatever. The only thing I could think of was Equilibrium. Shut up.
It was also in the beginning of Dark Knight.
Anyway. You see him standing in front of the armor,
right?
And I'm like, what? I was a little confused about that because now I'm not sure like if it's going to be the foot. And then I'd heard that Krang was supposed to be in it, but I haven't seen anything about that yet.
Right. I don't know if Krang's in it or not, but
I want
to
get some Bebop and Rocksteady going on.
No, well, let's hold off on that.
That'd be fucking boss.
A few things about this that we
don't
need
need
to
wolves
discuss.
and snapping turtles. We got this. Boars and rhinos.
Number one, the look of the turtles. Yes or no?
Yes.
No.
I'm down. Why?
When I saw Michelangelo and he had his mask kind of sideways, he looked like the Cher movie, The Mask.
Oh my God, he looked like Rocky Dennis.
Why don't you like their designs?
Oh no! I just have this image of Rocky Dennis being a Ninja Turtle.
See what you did, John?
He either looked like that or that chunk guy from the Goonies.
Rocky Road. Sloth. Yeah.
I like their design.
I hate their design.
Why?
I think their faces looks too human.
Yeah, they're
mutated.
Okay, I understand they're mutated, but it's such a deviation from what the classic look is. Even the old, no, I don't want to say the old, but the original film in the series, when there was just massive suits, they still look like turtles. These guys, their facial structures, their outline, it doesn't look like a turtle. I like that they're huge. You know, they're like 7 or 8 foot tall.
Yeah, they're really fucking big.
Apart from that, I do not like the look of these turtles.
I think they look cool.
And I think they look stupid.
I think you look stupid.
Bodies. I like the bodies. I kind of like the
That's
little
not even true. You've never even met my mom. And she can take you in a fight.
Her.
Sorry, continue, John.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, I got to see more of it. You know, a lot of it was like a minute-second trailer, but I like their body type. You know, they had a great body. It was just the face was a little awkward. Maybe had a little uncanny valley to them. Maybe that's the only thing that throws me off.
And that's very true. One thing that upsets me about it is going full CG with them. Now, you can say what you will about the original 91 film. The fact that they were basically massive animatronics, the fact that they were puppets, gave a sense of realism to them. They were there. You could interact with them. These things are all CG. Yes, there's these guys who are in like CG suits, but there's nothing there. I mean, she's looking at a guy with, dots all over his face for a Ninja Turtle.
See, like, I don't understand the issue like people have with these like purists, like I want like a puppet. Like we have the technology to use CGI so that we can do the facial expressions more fluid than we could with the puppets. And I'll admit, the old styles were great, and I loved the old movies with the exception of the third one. Like that one, I just
Turtles in Time is bad. Yeah, Turtles in Time is really bad.
Turtles in Time was a game, and it was a fantastic game. That
was the fourth one, right? The game.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, but no, the game was good. Yeah,
but I think at this point, it makes sense to use CGI. It wouldn't make sense to do them as puppets. If we did them as puppets, now people like, you who, in the sense of you like the classic design, you like the classic way of doing it, and you like that. People like that on that side of the argument.
I'm an old fart. Yeah.
I'm the
Back
youngest
in my
one.
day, my turtles had lips on them.
Right? But on the other hand, this does open the doors for more expression.
Okay, and I understand that. I mean, people
and there aren't 8 foot tall people that could dress like a turtle. Not everybody's Chewbacca.
Okay, fair enough. Let me make this contention to you.
Gonna be CGI.
I understand the need for CG, because if it wasn't for CG, we wouldn't have great characters like Schmeagol, where it was all a CG performance. You can get great CG performances from good directors. You have to have a good director to get a good CG performance.
And I understand that, but I mean, he's not the worst director. He's not a great
No,
director.
he is the worst. Okay, he's not as bad as Jason Freeberg and Aaron Seltzer, but he is one of the worst directors in Hollywood.
I mean,
But the way he directs is like a teenage boy. And you know what? Ninja Turtles is a teenage boy. Dream come true. So who is the best director? Michael Bay right now.
Now, let me say something else. Let me repeat. He
Could have been
is
Zack
not.
Snyder.
He is not
Could have been
directing this.
Shyamalan.
Michael Bay is not the director. He is a producer. But
You couldn't tell.
But here's what you want to remember. That's not a good thing. All of the films that Michael Bay has produced are worse than the films that he's directed. Now, let me just run off a few for you. The Nightmare on Elm Street remake, Friday the 13th remake, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake.
Maybe he should just not do remakes.
Yeah, he shouldn't. But, I mean, every film...
Sure, you start seeing this trend, remake,
Yeah.
bad.
But what I'm saying is, the films that he's produced classically get worse reviews and are worse films than the ones he directs. You can contend...
Let's look at this. Those remakes you named with horror films. He is not horror. You need to have some type of pose, some type of calm and to keep things going, interesting flow. He's an explosion guy. He's an action pack. He needs something like Ninja Turtles and those Transformers. Even though I'm not saying he's good, but he can get that look going.
Okay, and fair enough. Now,
And I liked the first and third Transformers movies. Now, the second one, I don't want to say that I didn't like it, but there was a lot of points where I wasn't exactly sure what was going on because there was a lot of things happening and there was a lot of sand, and I don't really like sand.
Talk about that because Mike loved those Negro bots. He got that.
oh my, don't you dare start on me with the fucking ghetto bots. No, okay, those were the most racist characters since Jar Jar Binks.
I love
all right,
this. I actually
hey,
did.
they're
kinda
your
like them.
home bots, all right? Go.
those fucking things.
Black Bot Power.
Yet somehow Michael Bay still contends that he doesn't have racial stereotypes in his films. What the fuck are you talking about?
They weren't black. They were colored.
They were colored stars.
They had
bum.
gold buck teeth, massive ears, massive noses. They couldn't read, and they spoke. I don't know what you want to call it. I guess Ebonics.
Bumblebee
They were
couldn't
just
even
hillbillies or
speak.
something.
No, they weren't hillbillies. They were just massive stereotypes, and for some reason, no one likes to see past them. Everyone's like, "Oh, just forgive it. It's just silly stuff." No, it's not just silly stuff. They were racist characters.
See what you did, Paul? See what you...
I'm just wondering what he says
where's
about
the
me when I
scratch
leave. And why I'm invited back.
No, you're not a caricature, though.
That's true. I'm just a jackass.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
I
should say
get it.
Racist comments.
I'm not persecuted. I'm an asshole.
Anyway, we digress. Getting back to this.
I'm excited about this movie.
Look, I'll give it a chance. I love the Turtles, as you know. I want to like this. I really want to like this, but I have so many doubts.
Then don't fight it.
Michael Bay has
fight
screwed
it.
us over so much, and I'm worried. I'm really, really worried about this. I want it to be good. I really do, but
So do I. I want to see the silver lining. I want to enjoy life.
Then don't watch this movie.
I want to. You gotta watch it.
I'm gonna watch it.
Lordy.
I'm gonna show up on the 6 o'clock news. Somebody killed himself. What? Oh fuck! That's right after that showing. Paul killed himself because he saw the movie.
Aw. Sheesh. Well, anyway, moving on from that, our next trailer we have, which made Paul second guess whether or not I was sane putting these trailers up, is Hercules.
No matter how far you go, man cannot escape his fate. Who are you? Are you a murderer? Are you a mercenary who turns his back on the innocent? We believe in you. We have faith in you.
I was like, didn't we review that already?
Yeah, I thought there was already one there. I was like, there was already a Hercules that just came out.
I was like, wasn't that the one with the lightning sword? And he's like, no, just watch it.
Yes. Yeah, there was a Hercules that just came out, and it tanked. No one saw it. This
So they're going to try again and
Yeah,
have
well,
this one
no,
tank.
completely different studio. Because you have to remember, the character of Hercules is public domain. Anyone can grab the character of Hercules and make their own film out of it.
Like Disney.
Well, yeah,
Oh, wait, they already did that.
they
They
did
did a
that. So anyone can just grab this up. There could be 5 Hercules films out at one time if they wanted, because it's public domain. It's royalty free. Anyone can just grab that character.
See, I watched this trailer too, and I was like, "This is actually really fucking cool. Like the graphics are beautiful." And in the very end, he does his fucking corny ass little, "I am Hercules," and I was like, "Ugh, never mind."
I like it, but that 300 voice narrator, he needs to find a new job or a new decade to speak.
I forget that actor's name, but yes, he's been doing that for several films now. He was even the narrator in, what was it, the Deadliest Warrior series or something like that. He's been narrating. He's the action version of Morgan Freeman.
Steve knows the guy who does the voice for ABC, I think it is. And he was like, "Yeah, I was friends with him for a while," and I think he asked him out at one point. I think the guy asked Steve out, and I was like, "Oh, is he hot?" He's like, "He's a skinny black dude." I was like, "Oh, you could have just said no." I feel like that would have been faster.
Wow.
And he showed me a picture of him. He's not a bad looking dude, but I'm not into skinny dudes, and I'm not usually into darker men. So I was like, okay, but he's got a cool fucking voice. So I'm like, so shut the lights off and just keep talking.
Having that voice would be the best voice to turn down people. Like, in a world where I get asked out by you, and I say no.
You're sounding like Rorschach over there.
I will look down on the city and I will whisper, "No."
But
you want to catch a movie sometime? Do you want to grab a drink? I look down on you and I whisper, "No."
He has to narrate his own life as it's happening.
If you have a voice like that, you can't not narrate your life. Somebody comes up to you at work, "Hey, have you done that report?" I've spun around and I look deeply at you and I whisper, "Here." You could just have handed it to me. I understand that.
But as far as this, a Samoan playing Hercules, that's never been done before. I gotta say.
You know what? The thing about The Rock or Dwayne Johnson, he is what everybody gonna look like in about 20 years. So 20 years from now, they're gonna be like, "Oh, okay."
It's kind of true. I mean, I like him. There hasn't been a film he's been in that I didn't think he wasn't good in it. He's been in bad movies, but I've always thought he's been good in those films.
Really? The Tooth Fairy?
I was about to say,
okay.
Tooth Fairy?
No. I never saw the Tooth Fairy. Okay? I never saw the Tooth Fairy.
Escape to Witch Mountain.
Here with Charmy.
Escape to Witch Mountain was all right.
I didn't see it.
I mean, it was a kid's film. It had bad moments, but he was good in it.
Of course you saw it, you freak.
Whatever. Anyway.
There's rumors that he is being considered for Luke Cage.
Yes.
And I'm like, I don't understand why Marvel is going away from the obvious choices for characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's really upsetting me right now is that Patrick Henry, is that his name? From the guy from Insidious.
Oh, yeah.
The lead guy from Insidious, the guy who played Night Owl in Watchmen.
Right.
That I was like, he would be the perfect guy to play Hank Pym.
Yeah, he'd be good. Yeah.
He is not playing Hank Pym, but he is now cast in the Ant-Man movie.
Really?
And I'm like, what the fuck? but that's not even the point that I'm making, is that Terry Crews is the absolute perfect choice for Luke Cage.
Uh-huh.
Like, if I was Marvel Comics, I'd be sucking his dick to get him to play that. I wouldn't even have anybody else in mind. And they're like, "Oh, we're seriously considering Dwayne Johnson." And I'm like, I understand that apparently, one of his parents is black, but Luke Cage is a black dude, and The Rock doesn't look black. He kind of looks Spanish.
When you talk about Terry Crews, he's a big, muscular black guy. He looks awesome, but he has such a funny face. When you look at him, he's going to do something funny or comedy.
Yeah, but in The Expendables, I think I saw one of the scenes with him. He's scary as shit. And have you ever seen Gamer? He's even when he's being funny in that movie, he does the Pinocchio song. I'm like, he's gonna fucking eat you. I'm like, you need to get out of that locker room. Terry Crews can fucking eat you.
Even I didn't even take him serious in that. Seeing him in that and Expendables, I just thought it's just Terry Crews being funny. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
Luke Cage is gonna be a comedy.
Terry Crews is too busy making Old Spice commercials for me to take him seriously. By the way, those Old Spice commercials are fantastic, but it proves that he's almost going insane in those commercials.
Terry Crews is the fucking man.
No, he is, but those commercials, they fuck with you.
Terry Crews could be on tampon commercials. And I'd be like, hold on, wait. I need to see that Pearl commercial.
No, you forget.
Bleeding out from your
He was
vagina.
on for a moment. He was on a Downy commercial.
was on a Downy commercial?
Yeah.
It's soft! Okay.
No. It was a great commercial where it started off as like a softener commercial and she's doing the laundry and Terry Crews runs in on a Sea-Doo and he busts through the wall. Oh, Spice Body Wash is too extreme to let this commercial continue. It was so fucking good. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
He's so the man. But like, I mean, for Luke Cage, get a black dude. Like just. Get the guy who's playing the Human Torch. I don't care. Get a black dude.
Anyway,
you can put the white. I wouldn't feel robbed if you made the white Luke Cage.
No, I wouldn't either because again, I have faith in him.
But then they're also talking about. I also heard a rumor that he's going to play Namor.
Really?
And I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't care.
That wouldn't make sense.
But anyway, we digress. Let's get back into Hercules. So
no.
I thought we were done with Hercules.
No, we're not done with Hercules. We were on it for about a minute, and then we moved on to ranting about Luke Cage.
Yeah. So anyway, next trail.
No.
He punched a lion.
Yeah, he did. He punched the hell out of a lion. Punched the hell out of a boar too. But
who hasn't done that?
No. But apart from the fact that he doesn't look like a classical Hercules, I think he'll do good in this. I'm excited for this. This is the first Hercules film in a while I'm excited about. What was that, Alison?
Hercules.
Yes.
I liked Hercules in God of War 3. He was voiced by Kevin Sorbo. It's pretty exciting.
Was it Kevin Sorbo?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Kevin Sorbo was Hercules. Duh.
And Rip Thorne was Hephaestus.
See, if you're going to talk about God of War, you have to go to Kim. I am not into God of War.
What?
By the end of this podcast, your little bear friend is going to have no respect for you. Which means he's going to have exactly the amount of respect for you the rest of us do. Including Kim.
Welcome to the club. Here's your jacket.
We have a ring, but we need to get you sized.
But I'm excited for this. It's the first Hercules film in the last decade I'm actually excited for because it doesn't look like they're not staying true to the source material, but it looks like they're putting care and dedication into this character.
The source material is thousands of years old.
It is. But what I'm saying is that original story of Hercules is extremely dark.
Oh, yeah.
And it's something that
I actually hope they go with the classic story where his dad came down and took on the form of a cow and then fucked his mom.
When I read that in school, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
There's some freaky things going on.
It's not the Disney version.
For Zeus' defense, he did get a drunk first and asked her, is it okay if I turn you to a cow? And then he kept having sex with her.
Fair enough.
And then she said thank you, and it was okay.
So wait, what you're saying is that he drugged her, and then he raped her, and then he stopped and asked her permission. That's what you're saying?
She said thank you.
And then she said, motherfucker, why'd you stop? So what we're implying is that Observe and Report was the story of Hercules.
Wow.
Apparently.
Wow. Never thought of it that way.
That's some deep shit, man.
Some really deep. I have to go back and watch that film again.
It's all thanks to you, Mike. You made it all happen.
You're quite welcome.
You brought us all together.
Put that on the real, like, Mike. He's okay with rape. Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I feel like there needs to be like a quote at the end of every podcast, and one of them needs to be, "It's not rape if you say thank you."
Oh my god! Do you want my podcast to get shut down?
Hey, you know what? There's no such thing as bad publicity, so
yeah. If YouTube shuts us down, we'll find a new medium.
Know the truth.
Moving on, our next trailer we have is right into the young adult genre, which is The Maze Runner.
What is this place?
Can you tell me your name?
I can't remember anything.
Who put us here? We don't know. What's out there?
The maze. Every morning when those doors open, the runners look for a way out. And no one has ever survived a night in the maze.
I was confused about this one. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to care. I think I am, but I've opted not to.
I think you was as confused as the boys in that maze because they looked like they were really confused too.
Yeah.
And they were like, "We're different. Why are you different?" And they're like, we're not going to die in the maze because we're different. What? Why are you different? She just kept repeating it.
Right.
Like, I don't care.
Look, and here's what's happening now. We had Twilight.
Here he goes again.
And I'm starting to rant. I'm sorry. We had Twilight,
And
then there was a vacuum from that, and then Hunger
Hey, while
Games.
he's talking, do you guys want to go grab dinner?
Yeah.
Sure.
Go ahead. We had Hunger Games fill that void.
John, you want us to get you some fried chicken?
Dude! What the
I
hell?
love compound chicken. That stuff is good.
KFC is right down the road, Mike.
All right, now you went too far.
God damn.
I said Popeyes or something. I know. Goddamn.
We don't even have a Popeye.
No, we do have a Popeyes.
We have Popeyes down south.
Not in walking distance. Go down south.
The Kirkwood Highway, there's a Popeyes.
That's not walking. My ass is not walking to Kirkwood Highway from here. I lived in Newport. Screw that noise.
Can we get back to the trailer?
I
For
doubt
God's
it.
sake. This
Gonna
looks
keep
like
interrupting you.
This looks like the Hunger Games for guys. I mean, not that the Hunger Games isn't directed for guys, but it just has a female protagonist.
Are you saying that the Hunger Games is sexist?
No, I'm not saying the Hunger Games is sexist.
I think he was.
No.
I feel like that's what he said.
You know, and that's the thing about the Hunger Game. I read the Hunger Games right before the movie came out, and I didn't even know it was like a young adult or it was targeted at a specific audience or whatever. And then the movie comes out, and it's like, oh, it's about femininity and this, that, and the other. I'm like, wait a minute.
You had to go back and reread it. It's like, that's not the message I got.
Right.
How dare you?
Now you see this new movie, The Maze, and it's like somebody out there saying, like, you know what, boys need to have a movie too out there.
Right.
So let's make this Maze movie. I'm like,
yeah,
no.
because young boys don't have enough.
I was
in
like, it's
film.
heaven forbid, like women would take over. And,
Right.
Like,
I'm just
the
saying,
lead
like,
of-
I'm fine with porn.
Well,
I don't need something in the theaters.
I don't think that anyone is making the argument that the young adult genre is the young female genre, because I don't think young guys hate Hunger Games. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's nothing intrinsically wrong about, like an 8 to 16-year-old boys liking the Hunger Games. I think it's a solid film for any, teenager.
Or
Oh, wait.
45-year-old.
This has pretty much nothing to do with what you're saying except for the Hunger Games.
Okay.
But my mom told me this, and I thought it was hilarious. So she works at like a after-school thing, and to watch the kids before the parents pick them up. And she said the kids the other day took a whole bunch of sticks and put them in the middle of like I don't know if they were like on the playground or whatever. And one kid came out, like stepped out from like behind something and said, "Let the Hunger Games begin." And they all like ran to get their sticks.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
I would have loved to have been in that school.
And then one of the kids murders the other one. And he has his body and hides
Beat him to death. I win. I don't feel like there's anything against the anything saying that necessarily the Hunger Games is targeted at women per se. I think that it definitely has taken a huge female audience.
Oh yeah.
But I do agree that there's nothing wrong with men liking it.
Oh yeah.
Of any age, really. Steve loves it. I haven't seen it yet, but Steve loves it. He says it's a great story.
Yeah.
He says it's a great movie. Mm-hmm. I haven't, and it's just because when I finally sit down to watch TV, I'm tired of shit, and that movie starts off really slow, and I do not have the consciousness to stay awake through the slow parts of that movie.
Fair enough.
I need somebody to die early on so that I can get like hype. But or I just need like a foghorn at one point.
Just to wake you up.
Yeah. Oh shit! They're on a bus. That's the last thing I remember. They're on a bus with Woody Harrelson. I'm like, where are they going?
It was a train, but yeah.
Whatever. Obviously, I was that awake. But I feel like there hasn't really been like Harry Potter had more of a male fan base in the books, and then when the movies came out, like the girls got all squee over it.
Okay.
But we still, I still know a lot of guys that were really into Harry Potter. And then Twilight came out and we had nothing.
Right.
Like Twilight came out and it was like, all right, so that guy
can't we
sparkles.
just totally forget about Twilight. Like
But
that
we
doesn't
can't.
count.
We can't. We cannot.
Harry Potter, though, like, from what I've noticed, I noticed a lot of girls were into Harry Potter, and a lot of guys never really mentioned it.
Well,
and,
with the books, a lot of, like, before the movies came out, I knew a lot of guys that were into the books.
Okay.
Like, all of the people I ever saw reading the books were guys.
Well, I was
And
into the
I never
Bible.
saw a guy read a book. I really saw them like
That's because you're black and you lived in the ghetto.
Oh my God. You're going to make him rage quit this podcast. What are you
I fell for that too. I fell for it. No, I walked right into that like a prison.
I've never seen anybody read. You don't even know how to read. No, no.
Oh my god!
But then like Twilight came out, and it's like, all right, that guy sparkles, and that chick's ugly, and that guy's shirtless. And so the gays were like, yo, what's up, Taylor Lautner? The rest of you can go away. So I think that with the Hunger Games, it gives something more for guys to not relate to, but enjoy, because it's more violence and, I don't know, athletics or something. That's something guys are into, right? That thing with the ball.
Don't look at me.
No, but you date him. He's straight. That thing with the ball. What's it called? Sports. Yeah, yeah. You guys watch that game. And so this, I don't know. Like it, I don't know. Like it really was like the most literal interpretation of like "Run Lola Run."
Right.
Like, I don't.
They said they have a huge fan base. I mean, like every bestseller that they put out there. I mean,
right.
This shit.
Every one of these films, these young adult novels, every time they get an adaptation into film, it always starts off in the trailer based off the best-selling books. They always say that. I'm like, okay, all of them are based off best-selling books. It's like, so who cares? That's not anything positive for your trailer or for your film.
They want to get more money if people go buy the books.
Yeah, but also they're not going to base a movie on a shitty book.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think Alison cut herself. Or she has a spider.
Oh.
It's a tick?
A tick? Jeez, were you in the woods today?
It was those kids when they were playing Hunger Games.
Alison, were you playing Hunger Games today?
Did you kill it, or are you going to flush it, or what are you going to do? I got tissues over here. Is it in your skin?
It's not. No, it was just walking on her hand.
You got to live out in the country? Golly.
No, we don't. We live in, like, suburbia.
We're taking the homes from the deer, so...
Right outside of my work, there's a field, and it leads to Bellevue State Park. And at one point, I was walking in, like, what is actually like a horse track, kind of. People ride horses around there, like, to train them. Mm-hmm. And I was walking around there, and there does frequent quite a bit of deer. And I came back to my desk one day, and I was like, my side itches really bad. Like, I can't figure it out. And there was a bump on my side, and I, like, pulled my shirt up, and I had a tick walking up my side. And, it didn't bite yet, and I put it on my desk. Those things are fucking killer to kill.
Yeah.
In the trash can.
Okay.
I kept, like, stabbing it, and it, like, would not die. It just, like, deflated and then, like, reflated and kept walking on my desk. And I was like, you're a dick. I had to, like, click out my little clicky pen and, like, smush its head. I'm like, you're a douchebag. You will die.
Well, it was just a deer. It was one with the white spots.
I don't know what the... I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, those are the ones that carry Lyme, so...
It wasn't latched on.
Okay, well, good enough.
It was still walking.
Do you want to, like, take a moment and make sure you don't have one that is latched on? You probably should.
Go ahead.
I'll keep talking. I'll be back.
Because if you had one, you might have another
Allison's
one.
going to step away to make sure she doesn't have any more ticks on her. Yeah.
I will never come visit you now.
In your house. Which is strange because it just started getting warm. There shouldn't be that many deer ticks out there.
No, but
so tick season?
No, we have tick season here, but it's not like the end of March, early April. I mean, it's still pretty cold out there.
No, but Delaware does have the highest percentage of people with Lyme.
Do they really?
Yeah, we have a ridiculous... Like, 1 in 5 people have Lyme.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I didn't know that until I started dating Steve. There's a guy he does work with who didn't know he had Lyme. He's had Lyme probably 20 years. And then his like liver just like shut down.
Wow.
And they took him in. Appa has Lyme.
Really?
I just got him a checkup a couple weeks ago or a month ago, and he tested positive for Lyme. I like had like a fucking breakdown. I had to leave work early. I didn't know what the fuck to do with myself.
Is he on any meds or?
He needs to get an antibiotic.
Okay.
But 1 in 5 people have Lyme.
Wow.
In Delaware.
That's shocking.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Out of District 13, you guys.
They're just gonna like vaccinate our state by just, like burning
It's
us.
Delaware. You have to expect that. I mean, all of our pollution just floats down from Jersey. We're just like a cesspool of crap.
And all of that pollution comes from New York.
Right. No, that's another kind of pollution. That's called the Jersey Shore. Right? We don't really associate with that.
Jersey is New York's toilet, and we're just like the aftermath. But nobody knows we're here, so.
But I said that to someone once.
Visit you guys, but nah, not so sure.
Someone had said that once. Everyone always calls New Jersey America's armpit, and then someone from Jersey said, "Well, does that make Delaware the taint?" I said, "Oh, great."
Clever. Somebody was saying the other day. Somebody at my work was saying the other day that we're talking about Florida and going to Florida for a Power Ranger convention in November. And my friend was like, "I don't want to go to Florida." I was like, "Why?" And she was like, "It's the U.S.'s dick." I was like, "What?" And they were like, "It's just the dick that just hangs off." And I was like,
Good.
why are you saying that like a bad thing? Just saying.
Anyway, we digress off of
nobody-
Delaware being crappy and deer ticks. Let's get back into the Maze Runner.
People care even less about this movie than they did about the Hercules movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, deer ticks, way more interesting.
Yeah,
than
this
Maze
is
Runner.
sadly true.
So let's just move on.
No, well, I just want to.
Well, wait, before you do move on, when I saw that trailer, I don't know if it's like an island of gay boys, because then they had a girl come up and they're like, "Oh my God, there's a girl, ew, ew."
And Kim actually pointed that out. As soon as you saw the girl come up, it cut to a shot of them like burning like a wicker man. It's like, wait a minute, are they gonna set her on fire?
Burn
What
the
just happened?
Hey, she weighs the same as a duck. That means she's made of wood. And she burns. She's a witch. She turns me into a newt.
I got better.
No, and I was like, that was kind of strange. It's like, oh my God, a girl.
It's the Lord of the Flies.
Kim had actually mentioned that the first guy you see, except for the guy coming up on the elevator, is the kid from Where the Millers. Did you ever see Where the Millers?
I didn't, but I know you're talking about.
I actually liked Where the Millers.
But
it wasn't
then
a fantastic film, but it was fun.
One of the other kids is the little boy in Love Actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Liam
little
Neeson
drummer?
stepson.
Really?
That's him?
The
Huh.
redhead.
Yeah.
I had to rewatch it a couple times because I'm like, I know your face, and then I finally caught on.
Interesting. Huh. All right.
I might see it just.
But yeah, this just looks like
see if there's any black girls in this movie.
this looks like a male response to the Hunger Games. Is really what it looks like. It could be good.
Mike's
but-
mad because this movie has more testosterone than him.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I know he agrees with me, and he's mad when he has to fix his glasses.
Yep.
Whatever, Paul.
But moving on from that, a film that I'm just kind of meh over, which is The Other Woman.
I can't believe he would lie.
You smell amazing. What is that?
I think it's just sweat.
So what do you want to do? I want him to feel pain.
We should kick him in the balls.
No, I really like the way your brain works, but I think we're going for something a little bit bigger.
I found this. He's stealing from his partners.
So let's find the money and ruin him.
You put the lawyer, the wife, and the boobs together,
And we know how to do it just as shady as he does.
I think this looks funny as shit.
This looks stupid.
It looks
That's
really stupid.
It's like The Sweetest Thing. Like
Never
10
saw The
years
Sweetest
later.
Thing.
You never saw The Sweetest Thing?
You know,
I've
that's
never
what
seen
movie
it.
I was thinking. I was like, wow, this seems really familiar.
Yeah. It must have like some of the same writers as The Sweetest Thing because it's very reminiscent of that. I think it looks fantastic, and I fucking hate who's the lead chick in this?
Cameron Diaz.
Not her, the other one.
Oh,
The wife.
I forget her name.
So it's the chick from We Are 40,
Right.
married to the fucking prince in Game of Thrones, and he's cheating on.
Wait a minute.
everyone.
It's
Yeah. He's talking about
Yeah.
Jamie?
Prince Lannister.
Jamie.
That's
yeah.
Jamie Lannister. Holy
Jamie
shit! I didn't
Lannister.
even recognize him.
notice that?
Yeah.
I didn't even recognize him.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's the chick from We Are
You know,
40
if
married
he
to
raised
Jamie
up his
Lannister.
hand and it was missing, then I would have recognized him.
He still has it here. This is before he met Darth Vader.
I didn't know that, but I mean, this looks like
It's a chick
an
comedy.
angstful woman's fantasy.
Yeah.
That's
It's a chick
what
comedy.
it is.
And
But-
I
And there's
hate
some really busty chick.
comedies.
That's
You don't like
what-
chick
I
comedies?
her
hate
name?
them.
I
I
love chick
loathe
comedies.
them.
I love chick comedies. They're so fucking funny.
I think that girl is Kate Upton. I think that's is that right, John?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
He didn't look at her name. He looked at her tits.
But I'm pretty sure it's Kate Upton. But I mean, this is really just written for women to get together and say, let's just fuck over men. Oh my
Let's fuck
God.
over men who
Well,
fuck
hey,
over
let's
us.
first say
Yeah,
that not
yeah.
all women A talk like that or B do that.
Oh no, I understand that. I
But
understand
let's
that.
talk about the dude they're doing
After
it to.
knowing that somebody's fucking their man, so
I mean, really, it's John Tucker Must Die for adults.
Right.
What it is.
Yeah.
Which
You have the good girl, the bad girl, and the busty girl. And he's going to end up at some point in the movie in lingerie.
Yeah, they pump him full of hormones
Estrogen.
and estrogen, and I mean,
which they totally did in John Tucker Must Die. His nipples got sensitive while he was playing basketball.
So, never mind. I'm not gonna go there.
My nipples don't get sensitive.
No, I was talking about just because you have estrogen, you can't play basketball, which is ridiculous.
No, you can if you're a lesbian.
Oh my god!
I'm not a lesbian, and I played basketball.
Then you're not playing basketball.
Oh, I
That's like
wasn't?
saying girls play baseball. Girls play softball.
Oh my god!
If you're not a lesbian, you're not playing basketball. I don't know what it's called, but
Oh, okay.
I'm gay. I don't know sports.
Oh my god! I mean,
You also have to be black to play lesbians basketball. White people don't play basketball.
I feel this type of film. I feel this type of film is kind of like, and this is going to be a strange comparison, something like Sex and the City, where it's really just a female fantasy. Like, they wish they could just one day live this kind of life, you know? But
I feel like, and I understand, that you think that all women want to destroy you. Prior to Kim,
That's
I
not true.
agreed with that.
I hate women, Mike.
I don't hate women. I just know
women
they're allowed to
hater.
destroy me.
I think that Mike hates that women hate him.
Yes.
John, you weren't around prior to Kim. You're not really technically around now. But every girl Mike ever asked out suddenly had family coming into town.
Yep.
That was always the reason. That's not even an exaggeration. So, do you want to grab a drink? I can't. I have family coming into town that weekend. We didn't pick a time. I know.
Oh, that's horrible.
With Kim, it's like, I have family coming into town. Your family lives next door to me. Damn it.
I thought he killed her family, and then she had no excuse.
You know, I never did meet your family. That may have happened.
You're like, I know how to nip this in the butt now.
Yeah.
I still love it.
Preemptive strike.
2 months ago, Will goes, "Oh, hi, Kim. Do you know the people next door?" Yeah, they're my parents.
Family.
Oh!
Not anymore.
I thought Mike killed them.
Oh my god.
They're really just sitting on that they're dead on that bench. Talking to them makes me feel better.
I love women with no parents too. You know, that's the best.
Dude. It's a little dark.
I'm just saying, they got nobody to run to. They only have you.
But there's that, and then there's nobody to judge her for having a black boyfriend.
Exactly.
I'm at my nephew's first birthday party, and oh god, I hope that my fucking sister-in-law doesn't ever listen to this. Her family is there's not a positive way to say it, so just they are from the South.
Okay.
Her aunt is trashed, and she's about to leave. She gives me a hug. She gives Steve a hug. She gives me a hug. She gives Steve a hug. She does this a couple times, and then she goes, "You two are so cute together," and I'm just like, I hold that up, but all right, thanks. Mm-hmm. And she's like, and she starts whispering. She's like, my daughter started dating a black guy. And my husband, he didn't like it. But now they're married, so he has to get over it. So you can do whatever you want. You can marry whoever you want. And I look at Steve, and I was like, well, I'm not going to marry a black guy. I can promise you that. And she's like, but you can if you want. And I look at Steve, and I'm like, Steve, you okay with that? No.
Oh, my God.
And I go to my brother, and I'm like, what is wrong with this family? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, Jackie's the good one in this family. And I'm like, that's weird. She's kind of a bitch. God, I hope they never listen to this.
Yeah, I doubt they will.
She's going to be like, he called me a bitch. He called my family trash. I'm like, yeah.
Do we have anything else to say about this?
No, let's move on.
No, this movie's garbage. No, this movie.
Yeah, no,
the
you're
maze
right.
is garbage.
You're right, garbage.
Shut up, you. Your feet are too long. Go do the dishes. They'll get smaller.
What the fuck? What do you... Jesus.
You understand what I meant.
Moving on to our final trailer, which is one that I'm very intrigued about, which is Afflicted.
Oh my god. Derek. Oh my god. Get in the ambulance, Cliff. We gotta get out of here.
You are under arrest.
Let's go.
Really?
Yeah.
You're intrigued about this?
Yeah.
See, I'm like kind of on the edge, but I really thought you were going to tear this a new asshole.
Well, here's the thing. It's lazy.
It's every fucking movie it's every fucking what's that
found
footage movie that's been released in the last 5 years.
Right. Except here's the thing. It looks like a strange combination of Diaries of the Dead with Chronicle.
It's Chronicle meets what was that one that we saw together?
Paranormal Activity, the last one too.
Yeah.
And that and the one with the baby. What was the one with the baby?
Devil's Due.
Devil's Due. It's those 3 movies mixed together.
Yeah.
He gets superpowers from some demon and then he fucking loses his shit.
We don't know if it's a demon or how he gets his powers. We don't know that. I just like the idea of, and I hope the film is edited this way. I don't think it will be. I think it's just for the trailer. I would like it going like Memento style, where it's like the footage has been going backwards. If they do that,
that's what I was thinking.
It would be different, and
But
I would like that.
I think that I was thinking the same thing, that would be really cool, but I think that in the trailer they went too far to make me think that it's not going to be that way.
Right.
They went too far back to the beginning.
Right.
To have it be the same way in the actual movie.
Yeah, because then like I already fucking know how it ends.
True enough. Although, I mean, it might end up being, like true Memento style, where it goes back and forth for a bit until it cuts just right to the very end at the end.
I haven't seen Memento yet. I started it at one point, but then I had to go do something.
Well, we need to watch Memento at some point, because it's a great film. Now, again, if the film is shot and cut that way, I think it'll be intriguing. If it's not yet, it runs the chance of just being a rehashing of all these other films. But that remains to be seen. I'm still intrigued by it right now.
I mean, I really like found footage movies, but I feel like they're making the same one over and over.
They are.
And that's my worry with this. Something I really liked about Chronicle, beyond just the superhero aspect of it, was that they were taking this genre and they were really doing something different with it.
Right.
I was getting to see different things. And yeah, I still had to watch somebody fucking lose their mind and try to kill everybody else.
Right.
But it was different. It wasn't, I'm a zombie, I'm possessed by the devil. I've seen that.
Yeah. Right.
I watched 3 Paranormal Activity movies. No, I'm like 4 Paranormal Activity movies. I didn't see the 4th one.
Okay.
I watched The Devil's Due. I watched
Project X.
That has nothing to do with demons.
And I didn't see that.
No, but I'm just saying found footage.
Oh.
But I watched the 2 VHS movies, and I'm like...
Did you finally get around to watching the other one?
Yeah, it was alright.
Okay.
There were like 3 zombie movies in a row, and then there was that weird one with the Asian boarding school, which was really
the cult.
Yeah, that was scary as shit, actually.
It was.
Yeah, that was scary.
Except it was cool. The fucking Minotaur was fucking cool as shit.
Yeah.
That bitch was a TARDIS. That bitch was bigger on the inside. He climbed right the fuck out. He was like, it was like Stewie from fucking Family Guy. He was like,
that
no, really?
is,
I just
that
walked
is what's
right
going
out.
up around our logo. That bitch was a TARDIS.
That bitch was a TARDIS. It's not right if you say thank you.
You're making John zone out over here. You're not into Doctor Who, I guess.
I mean, I've seen it. I don't understand it.
It's okay. No worries.
You don't understand it. There's nothing to understand. He's a time traveling alien.
No, not, like I try to watch Doctor Who because I fake my nerd card a lot. I just use it just to talk to nerd girls, but other than that, I'm like, God damn, I can't stand Doctor Who. Now I love Rick and Morty.
Yeah, the few episodes I've seen is really good.
Who?
Rick and Morty.
Oh, Rick and Morty.
Yeah. I've seen the first 4 episodes, I think.
I'm not sure if I know what that is.
It's on Adult Swim. And it's really good. I'm comparing it to like the new Futurama. I think it's
fantastic.
Is
that old man who like kidnaps that old man that looks like the doctor from Back in the Future who kidnaps like his nephew and takes him away?
Right.
I think I saw like an episode of that.
It's really good. I like it.
It looks weird.
But
I don't do enough acid to watch that show. Anymore.
But as far as this goes, yeah, and I agree with you. There is a lot of generic stuff about this. Stuff that I would usually tear apart in a trailer like this. Because like you, I'm getting sick of found footage films. But if you do something original with it, I'm on board.
And original doesn't mean just mashing up 2 other found footage stories. And
because that's what Devil's Due did.
Yeah.
They mashed up Rosemary's Baby with Paranormal Activity.
Everything else.
Yeah, with everything else.
Yeah.
If you do something original with this, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But if it's just that straightforward, linear plot of get power, start going insane, and then start tearing shit apart with a GoPro attached to your head, yeah, that's been done. We don't want to see that, Which, by the way, GoPros have decent quality, but not good enough for cinema. Okay, let's stop equipping GoPros to filmmakers. If you're just starting out and you're trying to, get into film, go ahead and grab a GoPro. Stop using them for cinema-grade productions, okay?
Yeah, but what it does is, surprisingly, the iPhone has amazing cinema qualities. There's a scene in The Avengers that was shot with an iPhone, and you can't fucking tell it apart.
Nice.
There was a scene in the Lord of the Rings, what's that one? The Hobbit 2, where they was in the water scene and looked like they shot it with a GoPro.
Really?
Yeah, it was like that one scene they was just going through the water and they were going underwater, and I swear to God, I'm like, is that a GoPro scene right there?
Yeah,
oh, was that part of the barrels?
Like the barrels.
Okay.
Yeah, the barrel, yeah.
No, the scene in The Avengers where everybody's arguing on the helicarrier and it ends with Banner grabbing the scepter?
Right.
And he keeps going around, like panning around everybody? That was shot with an iPhone.
Really?
Yeah.
That's intriguing.
I think it was shot with the 4S.
Okay, that must have been an iPhone with like a cinema app because the quality, it wasn't 1080p. It must have been either Cinema 2K or Cinema 4K, which is the next step up.
I mean,
but
this was
still
shot by fucking Disney, so I'm sure they could have just fucking jailbroke the iPhone.
Yeah, they probably did. They jacked that shit somehow. But again, still, if you can film it with an iPhone and get that kind of quality, that's great. I mean, I've seen films nowadays that are being made on iPhones, which is psychotic because the quality I have on my camera that I used for 28 reviews later is good. It's great quality. Now there's iPhones that match what I have. That's incredibly
Sickening.
Insulting for me to have to invest all this, equipment into this camera, and someone just pull out their iPhone. Oh, look what I made on my iPhone. Fuck you!
And now I'm gonna take
when I was in Australia like a few weeks ago, I noticed all the tourists, they had their iPads and they were just taking pictures with their iPads. So you see like 100 people just going around holding up their iPads taking pictures. I'm like, this is the world that we came to?
Yes, this is what we've come to, John. Yeah.
But we have these phones that can do all this shit, and Alison still pulls out her phone.
Oh my God.
Made of mud and sticks.
You know what? Yeah, Alison, hand me your phone.
Her flip phone made of mud and sticks.
Well, I'm going to show this to John real quick. This is Alison's phone.
You don't have any room to talk, Mike. You only just have a smartphone.
Used to use that phone?
I'm surprised that shit still gets signal.
What, do you have AT&T?
Yeah.
AT&T still allows you to have that.
I ain't changing till that.
Who steal your upgrades?
Allison wants to be a hillbilly. That's
I don't want to pay for a stupid smartphone. I don't need to go on the internet.
And you know what?
Until you can, and then it's the only thing you'll want
to do. I don't need
like old people get to come in like, I don't want to pay for no internet.
Now look, in her defense, I was in her camp for a long time. Until I got a really good plan with a Vol Carrier Sprint.
Till he finally realized that she was never going to put out.
Sprint was really cheap, and I got a good plan. Now, again, Sprint's coverage is crap.
But you got crap coverage.
Yeah, but I have a smartphone, finally, and I'm loving it. But it took me a long time to upgrade. A long time.
Which I don't understand. We're in our early... Well, I guess you guys are... Oh, shit, I'm 26. I'm in my late 20s. Fuck that. It's all downhill from here. We're only in our 20s. Like, why you guys are fighting technology is beyond me. Now, don't get me wrong.
Because
we know where I stand on advanced technology. But there is a line.
Buttons.
Yeah.
I don't like touchscreen phones.
Okay.
My phone has a button.
Give me a smartphone with buttons.
You do realize, Paul, that the iPhone 6 has an integration port that goes right into your skin.
Do you know how angry I get that I have to talk to the fucking Xbox now to turn on the entertainment system? And even worse, I walk into the room and it says hi to me.
Wait, do you have an Xbox One?
Steve does.
Okay.
I walk into the room and I sit down and it goes, hi, Paco.
Oh.
And I just look at it.
You know why? Somebody's watching you.
No, I fucking know. And he got so mad at me that night too because he's like setting it up. And he's like, are you going to answer the email? No. And he's like, why? Because I don't want to be part of this. And he's getting so mad at me. And I'm like, look, when your system finally fucking hates you and kills you, I don't want to be part.
I do not want to join the Microsoft, Google, Time Warner revolution, okay?
He fucking tries to turn it off the other night. And he's like, Xbox, turn off. Doesn't do anything. Xbox, turn off. why won't it listen to me? And he just looks at me, and I'm like,
I'm sorry, Steve.
No.
I can't allow you to do that.
Really? He looks at me, and he's like, why won't it listen to me? I'm like, I don't know. Xbox turn off. And it's just like, are you sure? Yes. And everything powers down, and he's like, what was that? It thinks I'm God. Let's just go with that. Don't challenge it.
Technology is afraid of Paco.
It should be. Paco's been training for years to take it down.
But if there's nothing else, we have anything else we want to cover? Anything?
Have you seen the stills for Avengers 2?
Yes.
I'm impressed.
We could have talked about that tonight, but those stills have been out for a few weeks. I didn't think we had to talk about that. Yeah, but
Wanda looks really upsetting.
I think Quicksilver looks upsetting.
I think he looks better than fucking Evan Peters.
True. This is true.
He looks a shit ton better than Evan Peters. And the Ultron shots that they've showed, it's really just whoever that body is, in like a black suit with like some shoulder pads and a helmet.
Okay.
But it looks cool. I mean, they're obviously going to fill the rest of it in with CGI, but I'm excited.
John, any thoughts?
I didn't like that Quicksilver. I mean, maybe because his hair, trying to bring white hair into that's not on cartoons or anything. It looked weird. It looked weird on the person.
Looking like anime hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Scarlet Witch. Oh my God. Oh my Lord, I can't wait for her.
Who's playing her?
Emily Olsen.
Mary Kate Olsen's sister.
Yeah. Again, I haven't really seen her in much other than what was it? A Silent House.
But they play a couple in Godzilla.
Yeah, they do. They do.
And I said to somebody, I was like, is Godzilla the Ultimate Universe? And they didn't get the joke. But in the Ultimate Universe, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, who are brother and sister, twins at that, are insinuated to be incestual.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, uh-oh. They left the universe so they could get it all.
Yeah.
Like nasty-ass people.
In fact, that's the only reason they take down Thor in that universe is because Wanda goes and says, he hurt me. And Quicksilver says, what? He's like, yeah, he actually touched me. And Quicksilver just goes apeshit.
Is that when they take him in Ultimates 2?
Yeah.
I thought it was when that was part of it. But then the other part of it was that he hit Natalia and she said, you hurt the baby.
Right. And then he stopped, at which point she just railed on him.
Fucking like unibeamed him in his face. That was a great scene.
It was.
Fuck. Ultimates 2 was astounding.
Right.
Ultimates 2 reminds me of the anime Berserker in the sense of everything like has an understandably realistic pace until the very end where everything just hits the fan and all of a sudden there's monsters.
Wait, are you talking about Berserker or Berserk?
Berserk. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm about to say, because I've seen the anime Berserk, and that is a really dark anime.
It is.
And I love it.
It is. But, like, it makes a lot of sense until the very end.
By the way, I just want to say we're losing the girls.
I don't know. You guys can go.
By the way, John, did you notice they got really quiet back there because Paul and I started nerding out?
Well, there we go. I guess we hit that mark.
Yeah. But I think we're going to call it a night.
I think so.
I want to thank Superhuman Aficionado for coming by.
Always.
I want to thank 3-Star Sapphire for coming by. I want to thank Kim for coming by. I'm not calling her the girl next door because we're thinking of a new nickname for her. Did you want to say what your new nickname is?
No.
No, not yet. We're still working on it.
Yeah.
So that means she hates the current one.
Yeah, she doesn't like the girl next door.
The girl next door?
Everybody hated that. It was fucking was
Does
crazy.
it rhyme with other stuff that's not too polite?
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, but we're coming up with a new one. I think we like the new one. I like the new one.
She doesn't seem to like the new one.
No, she does.
I do.
So,
but you don't want to say
I
it?
want more feedback from someone.
Are you sure you don't want to say it now?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Okay, well,
right now.
Well, we'll share it with you after we log off, okay? So, I also want to thank ChicagoJon the Bear for coming by. Thank you,
He's not even a bear. He sleeps with girls.
Oh, for the love of
we
God.
discussed this.
You gays can't have everything. Damn.
I didn't say the gays could have everything. I said I want everything. The rest of them can fend for themselves from their scraps.
You know, there we go.
And I am the Projectionist. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a good night and take care.
We out.
Bye.